No doubt about it, Guy. Humble ISD is growing and will continue to grow in the future.
Yeah, well, that's true, Carrie, and it really is picking up. I mean, it's accelerating big time.
Absolutely. And one of the responsibilities our board members are tasked with are our building and planning committee. And it's their job to make sure that our facilities are in place for our students now and in the future. And today we are fortunate enough to have with us Robert Sitton, who is our school board vice president, who is also on the building and planning committee. Robert, welcome.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad I'm breathing.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
You survived to the December. It's the end of the year.
That's right.
So tell me about this PASIS study that the district underwent.
I tell you, it's they're so good at giving us a global number. It goes beyond that, and I'll touch on that in a second, but we've used them for many years to project what our student enrollment will look like. And what we found is that on the global view, they're pretty spot on. So over the next 10 years, we're just shy of 40,000 students right now. We're going to be pushing 52.
Wow, so we're adding another 12 in 10 years, another 12,000 students.
That's what they're estimating at this point in time.
Okay.
So, the other thing that we do and as a committee, though, is look at those numbers, and we've asked Dr. Sconzo and his team to really see where those kids are going. Because they may be in one area, but because of the way our programs work, they may be going to school in a different area. So really trying to make sure we're balancing that as well as we're bringing on the new growth.
And Robert, you know this firsthand because your whole life has been Humble ISD. So we've been very blessed because we have a community that has forever supported schools. And as a result of that, we're in a position to have some funding remaining from Bond 2008. And I think the board, really led by the Board Building and Planning Committee, has made a determination about those remaining funds that's critical to managing the future growth. So would you talk about that just a little?
Yeah, it's kind of a two-edged sword. We had the recession of '08 at the same time the bond was passed. So we were able to, with the recession, save money along the way, build everything that we said we would build in that bond election, and we now have $155 million worth of bonds left to sell. So by utilizing that money now, and I have to tip my hat to Lynn and her group in finance, keeping us on the straight and narrow, so to speak. We don't agree on everything, but she does a good job. Because of that fiscal management, if you will, and a little luck along the way with cost of materials, we've been able to save this money, and our projections are that we will have enough money with the next two bond sales that we have to buy all the property for 6 new schools and build 3, maybe 4. But three for sure, maybe 4. Now, which ones are built first and where they're at, we're not ready yet. We have a workshop with the rest of the board. We're going to make our recommendations to them, and then they will in turn, we'll go to the public with it after that.
Yeah, but really, Carrie, I'm in a great position. Again, credit to you and your colleagues on the board that we are able to manage this fast growth that's coming our way, at least up to a point, over the next few years.
That's correct. That's correct.
As a community member, it's easy for me to tell where the growth is. Obviously, it seems like it's West Lake Houston Parkway, south of 1960. I know you guys haven't determined yet where this new property is, but I'm going to push you a little bit on it. I'm assuming south of 1960 is the area we're focusing on?
Well, I call it our little golden triangle.
Okay.
Atascocita Road, West Lake Houston Parkway, and the Beltway 8 corridor. And yes, that's where past has determined that that's where most of the vacant property is. That's where most of the developers have bought, and that's where most of this growth is coming from. But there is a section in the back of Kingwood, off of North Park and I believe Mills Branch, back in that area, where there's projected about 400 new rooftops over the next 10 years there as well. So there is need for growth. We also are looking at, with Roger Brown, our new Assistant Sup for Support Services, looking at our older schools and developing a plan for how we're going to accomplish either remodels or wing additions or maybe even tear down rebuilds. Nothing's off the table at this point in time to take care of the older schools, even on the north side of the river.
Yeah, and it's nice to know that it's not just about building new schools. Obviously, we're going to need those to accommodate the growth in the area, but to take care of our current students and those that have been in areas that have been well established in Humble ISD.
That's correct. That's correct. So there are needs there. If you remember, I think it was 2 years ago, we did a unifier study with our architects, and they looked at every elementary school in the district and said, okay, what are the must-haves for elementary schools? And they developed a list of either 18 to 21 items that every elementary school should have. And then they gave us an idea of what it would cost to bring every elementary school up to that same standard. And so we're going to be using that as a guide along with the utilization that we talked about earlier. Where are the kids really going to school? Where are the programs housed at? And then we'll make recommendations from there.
You know, Robert, I want everybody to know you championed that unifier study, and this man keeps all of our schools squarely under all of our noses in terms of trying to address all of the improvements that are needed. Kara, as you said, not just the new campus. So, Robert, thank you for that.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Well, they're winding us down.
That they are.
So you all stay with us. We'll be right back.